Hello there, greetings. It's 11:30 Eastern Time, and this is when I've been making my videos recently. Wait. So I might go into the chat. Of course, nobody's there to hear anything I'm saying at the moment. So I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself. So I might do some chat questions. Well, if anybody pops in, everybody's sleeping probably, with good reason. So I figure I'll start doing more of these live videos and see how it goes. It's a hurricane on the way, and just looking forward to. It's been quite windy. It's nice, good old fashioned 80 degrees here. So other places it's snowing. We have a hurricane. Well, it's going to come right by us, luckily, or head right straight for us. We'll find out. Just never ends, does it? So yeah, these things are kind of hard to predict, and I got better things to do to predict the weather every 5 minutes. And just when I see there's no activity in the oceans, like stay that way until I'm out of Florida. So I guess that's not the case. So I guess it's going to turn to a category 1 when it hits. I don't know. This is the Weather Channel, just in case you're wondering what this was. Greetings. Yep. Greetings. And Noah, greeting Doris, and Christina, greetings. So, oh yeah, I think I have the track like it matters, but I'm gonna show it anyway. Okay, maybe not. In case you're not aware of what's on the way here, so it's gonna come right by me, but here where I am, Tampa Bay area, but just never ends, does it? So also, whoops. Also, give you a little bit of update of what I'm up to. And I came unprepared. What can I say? Be right with you. I'm trying a couple of different artist renditions, and so you know what I'm talking about. All right, this is the rabbit. There, of course, they have the alien. He's gonna look weird all the time, but yeah, no. I submitted this Sunday night, and that's what that whole thing and that I didn't even know anything about the Las Vegas. That was before it even happened. So it's kind of weird how that's. I can't find interesting news stories to report on. He's talking to a bunny rabbit and an alien, and the guy there, I'm gonna call him Fred. That's he doesn't know that he's talking to a bunny rabbit and an alien. He sees them as something totally different. So that's where all this is going now. The Fred guy, he's like a Bill O'Reilly type, a news guy, not like Bill O'Reilly, but a news guy. So I'm still working on the details, but you're gonna see it's build-ups for the rabbit I'm calling Jake, and the alien I call him Herman. Of course, the alien doesn't look so hot there, and they look kind of weird in their clothing. But either way, this is just a version. I'm just trying to figure this out. But anyway, this is. I mean, I think it has a good. I think it's funny. And it's a good time for this too. So it's not so serious. And the other projects I had were kind of serious, and this one's far from it. So that's good timing for this. Also, I have another one. This one didn't come out exactly what I was looking at, but that's another one. A spaceship in the house. Especially the kitchen doesn't look like the kitchen. So like I said, I'm going to have different artist versions of this over the next couple of weeks until I have like enough for a book. So and I'll be still doing it also. So I'm still experimenting on all this, but it's pretty funny. So that's what's and on Saturday I'll go into more details kind of like where this is going. I might do a Patreon. So I've been talking about that forever. So the Jake Comics is what I'm gonna call it. I do have a comic strip I'm putting together too, so we'll see of a short one. I'm just like the character sort of talks to me, but not fully. But I'm sort of getting bits and pieces. I'm just kind of going with the flow with it. So it should be, it should give people a laugh. We'll see. I didn't put that on Facebook or anything yet, so I will probably tomorrow. So it kind of gives you an idea. I have a couple projects. A lot of them are being thrown out the window, which is actually, I'm glad, because I have like 3 or 4 projects, 3 of them. And 2 of them, the project 1 that's the start of all these other projects, I think that one just deflated. So I got half a book done. The artist can get kind of, anyway, I'm not going to go into it, but kind of got the ego going on and stuff like that. So whatever. It kind of gave me a price that was not what we agreed on, so it kind of got weird. So that's all right. I thought about getting another artist to continue it, or just start over again. So I'm just kind of pausing that. It's an astral story. It's called The Astral Garden. It's a simple story. It's not that big of a deal. And I had a second one that's kind of a sci-fi one. That one's kind of on pause. I got too much going on. But I do have one that's still ongoing. You're doing fine. That's another astral story. I can give you a title. It's called because that's what's going to be, if you want to know the inside story, it's called The Mushroom and the Shoe. And it's an astral story. It's really weird. It's great. Absolutely weird. And that one's going to be a while, because that's going to be 36 pages, 48 pages. 48. That's going to be a while. So we have our bunny rabbit. We have our rabbit story, but I also want to throw in other stuff. Not just, I do have the cows story. I have that's just talking to me. So I'm going to bring that one. So that one's going to be thrown out there. So like I said, if I have a Patreon, it'll go there first, but then I'll eventually hit here afterwards. So I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do. So this stuff does kind of add up, but either way, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So it's if you want to see the like the cooks in the kitchen type of thing, if you're interested in that type of thing, either way, it all eventually will be out here if you're wondering. So it's funny. I do have somebody submitted by a comic idea for a comic, so I thought about doing submissions too. So I'm not sure, that's where it gets kind of weird. I thought about doing that, like for alien stuff. So that's on the thought. Also, if you have an idea for a cartoon, to submit it, and I'll think about creating it. So I think that's cool. So no cost to you. I mean, not really, unless you want to support it. So that's also, I might definitely, when I'm thinking about it, we'll see. I am definitely going in this direction, more of the creative stuff, but alien related. I'm not getting away from it. I'm just fine like that bunny from space. I did Jake from space, Jake the rabbit from space, something like that. So that's funny. So yeah, I just saw, like I said this. I saw this image of this guy, like trying to get his problems out. He's talking to a rabbit. So that's freaking great. So that's funny. Then you have, you have Howard the Duck. You have Roger Rabbit. You have and Roger Rabbit, I think, also was it was like a download. It was a weird. There's actually a book on Roger Rabbit. It's really weird, and it's not like the movie at all. I don't think so. Parts of it are. I think it's on YouTube. Roger Rabbit, and they go into the whole. It's like bizarre, and the guy that wrote the book actually said after he saw the movie, it was like, he kind of changed everything around to make it more about the movie than his book. His book was just a bad dream, something like that, because the movie was very creative. So, all right, enough about that. So that's what's going on. We can talk about something depressing. of I'm gonna check the chat for a second. Oh, it's not there. Let's see. Greetings. Okay, just checking the chat for a second. Okay. Oops. I'll connect with that possibly. We'll see. For questions, we'll see. I might do like a Friday, like a chat portion and the questions section. We'll see. I answer questions all the time, and you get kind of tired after a while. So we'll see. I'll think about it. So maybe Friday night, possibly. Just rule a couple of them here and there, not to overdo it. So we'll see. And going to other things, yeah, what's going on with what is it, Las Vegas? I'm not getting into all the conspiracy stuff; it's just not worth it. But either way, is a the idea is to heal from it, basically, and not to dwell on the conspiracies. There's several of them. Feel free to connect with whatever you feel is the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, the elites are well aware of what went down. They know, especially something like that. What it is weird that there are so many others that are similar to that guy. Of course, there's some people say it's not a shooter there. You get into all of that, so that's however you want to look at it, it's fine. Whatever works for you. It's different realities, different things going on, different. Who knows? We're not going to really get the true story of it. Who knows? I might connect to it down the road, maybe. I don't know if I really want to go there. Not really. It's just I do want to go into the end of the world again. I was going to put that in the title, but I decided not to. I put that in the title way too many times. I'm kind of tired of it. So, but on October 21st, I'm going to put it on there for sure. But to go into that, actually, you know what? It's not the end of the world. But what the guy is picking up on, though, I am starting to see more of his side of things changing. I am seeing more of his point of view. Okay, not nuclear bombs and all that. I don't see any of that. Of course, you never know, but I'm not seeing that. But we are going through a transition. And you can say the 23rd because of the plans for alignment. Yeah, we're going into, as you can tell, the world's getting weird. You can't say everything the elites are pushing the buttons everywhere. Like Hugh Hefner just pushed the button, he was gone. Who knows? Bailed out at a great time. How the world's going to go upside down. It kind of already is. But we are going through an Earth transformation. The 21st, you can say, I am feeling kind of the 21st also, but not the end of the world stuff, but not nuclear bombs being dropped. But I do see the Earth going through a transition that we've never seen, at least in written time, at least modern times, obviously. Written history of USA. It does seem like we're going to go into times that are very, very bizarre. So I've been picking up on this here and there. But it seems like we're going into gear, as you can tell, the way things have been recently. Not to say we're going to have shooters left and right. I hope not. I don't think so. But, we are a violent planet. At least humanity is violent. And for that to transform takes time. For that to heal, you have to find direction. Okay, maybe carrying around a gun all the time, being scared, it might work for a while. But how long is that going to work for you? I mean, back in the Old West, or, it's funny with the media. Of course, the media, that's like totally sellout central. I mean, if you're going to truly go into like massacres, what about what happened to the Indians? Why don't you go into that? So that little thing in Vegas was really kind of a small, no big. I mean, it was a big deal, but still small compared to American history. So, of course, they don't really talk about that, obviously. And the propaganda machine is, people, they're not going to pick up, we have a propaganda system here. we got a long ways to heal because they're dressed all nice. They're just they're even programmed to. I mean, even those that are viewing it, you know, you'd be surprised. The script of how to speak to you changes to put you under hypnosis even further because you're giving yourself away. Of course, they don't know that. Watching the media is like going to church. This is where you get your information. That's where you get hypnotized. And most likely there's a reptilian on the other side of it, or other beings, obviously, playing you like a kazoo or whatever you want to call it. So this is yes, weird times we're in for sure. Eventually, the media will crack eventually. I mean, it will crack eventually. I don't know if it's gonna be in our time. I mean, it does fall. It does get hit. Trump has kind of quieted down. He has hit the media, but then he's kind of quieted down. It's kind of strange. Of course, I don't watch that stuff. I don't watch all of it. I mean, I watch the headlines here and there, but that's about it. But it is getting into a time where a lot of Earth changes are. It does seem like upon us in some shape or form. Not sure what exactly is coming, but it does seem like we are going through a transformation stage at this time. It does seem like it's warming up October, November, who knows? I mean, there could be hurricanes flying through here during December. Anything's possible right now. Unlikely, but you never know. Just for example, but it's hard to say. I'm not getting a full indication of anything at this time. I just feel like things are shifting in a way where we're going through an awakening process, but we have to like clear out the dark. And clearing out the dark is we have a lot of it, as you might see. You have to watch your kids more these days, at least in the United States. Monetary systems and all that, it's all just a web that you just one web after the other. But it does feel like we are, I don't know, around, it does feel like the October time is where a great amount of transition is going to happen. As for what, I mean, is Trump going to step down or something, or something happens to him? I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to know. We have the Las Vegas situation. Hopefully, all that stays. I mean, hopefully, we don't have another copycat. Of course, the media will be more than happy to report on anything. They're kind of pushing energy out there, to have copycats, which is really unfortunate. But that's what they're designed for. They get paid big bucks to do that too, to keep the low vibrations going. Some reason I picked up Stephen King for some reason. That's interesting. Well, his movie was the It movie is out right now, and that has a lot of not so friendly things in it. So there'll be a time when there won't be horror movies, but we got a while for that. But it's just that's like what the biggest movie right now. It's just really sad. But there's a lot of messages in that. What people are, they need to be served, that you can say. But we are going into more of a transformational. I'm not giving any details at this time, but we are going through a transformation where the world will get lighter as for negativity, but it feels like we have to do a big dumping before that. So it might have to go through a time of darkness. Not sure where or how or what. Of course, we're kind of going through it right now. It does seem like, especially in Mexico, we had like 3 earthquakes. So I want to put fear out there. I'm just saying that we're going through some kind of purge, and it's like we're starting. And so, like I said, this guy with the end of the world stuff, I am kind of picking up. I'm not getting pulled into the whole end of the world, but there is something going on. I am feeling it, that we are going into a new Earth, and the new Earth is shedding what it does not need, and humanity has to learn, it has all this anger and violence. There are ways of clearing it. It seems like we're going into those phases of how to do that. It has to be convinced. It has to go like culture change. It seems like we're on our way. So as for what any of that means, I don't know. I'm not, obviously for good reason, but it does seem like, yeah, culture is going to change. We're like lighting the match, you can say. I felt it early in the year, but man, it really feels like it's in force. But as for what, it can be very subtle. But next couple of years is going to be we're easing into it. So North Korea seems to be pretty quiet at this time, um, obviously, but North Korea is. It does seem like it's in a controlled environment right now, at least for the moment, without any threats. Let's put it that way. For right now, right now, tomorrow, who knows? For right at the moment, uh, obviously, yeah, it's like a matchstick. You don't know what's gonna. Um, I think for the most part, yeah, for the most part, I think it's gonna be fine. It's like simmering down, but then there's like it feels like there could be one day where they'll start going back to their same old. But I believe the sanctions are hurting them, but still, there's still something else going on there. So, let's see. Any messages from Universe, Illuminati? Do they have anything to say about all this? Sure, why not? Well, what I got here is they're letting us have our war. Uh, war of the minds of I guess with what I'm getting is that we're looking into our own darkness, as you can see, like Las Vegas. We're looking into our, and now we are going to bring a healing to it. Meaning, like, if you want to think it's that guy that did that, or five other people that are involved with it, five other shooters or whatever you want. Either way, it does seem like that came out of the bag, and now we're sending healing to that, so we don't have copycat or anything like that. But also, it does seem like there will be some gun. Eventually, guns will be pulled out of our nation. Eventually, but we have to heal the fear mongering first. As you can tell, many have like 50 guns, just in case the mailman brings them something they don't want, or I don't know what's going on with all that. But there's a lot of fear mongering throughout the country, obviously, of World War III or another civil war. Uh, it it's going to take generations for the gun. Now it's going to be done in a way where you don't need this anymore. It's like I don't want to live in fear anymore. Uh, and just more the mentality of just you don't need these things anymore. It's like you're giving yourself away to fear. It's like, yeah, I sleep well at night because I have like 30 guns at. But trust me, somebody's going to take you out. They're going to do it. I mean, you don't. I mean, you only have two hands. I mean, it's just. I mean, of course, you have bodyguards and stuff like that. They seem to be the last to get rid of their guns, but it does seem like we're going to go into a phase eventually. I'm not sure it'll be in my life or my lifetime for that matter. It seems like guns will eventually. We have to hit some. I'm not sure if we have to go into dark times with guns, but it does seem like we'll eventually let that go. But the mind has to change first, and the mind right now is saying, I need weapons." So, well, we are going. It depends on how it. Yeah, it's different ways of going about that. But how to go about that's another. Well, that's what healers are for. The channeling messages and all of this. It just has. It just it's our consciousness. We're the ones making the decisions that we need these things. We also make a decision that we don't need them anymore. And it just takes time for us to find a way of how to get rid of it. In a way where we have peace instead of just more war. Like where they take away the guns for the Germans and now everybody and then the army comes in, the idea is, that's where spirituality comes from, where it helps. Not to say it's perfect, but it does, you create your reality, and more will realize that over time. Because the gun thing is just, people are getting shot left and right from accidents, probably more than anything. Either way, it's we have a long time we have a lot to figure out. That culture change will bring this gun removal eventually. Of course, those that need it will, nowadays, it makes sense in some cases, but it's just there's so much fear here, it's hard to let go. So, alien messages for this. Well, now we see we have Amazon, we have all these places where you can buy all this crap. You can buy stuff, but we don't really know about ourselves, right? I mean, those in the spiritual community do, but humanity in general. I mean, does it know anything about? Does it connect to the soul? Do you realize you have a soul? Probably not. So there's a lot of it's on our culture. And that's where culture change comes in. Know about the soul, know about your guides. And you don't need this, we're told to buy all this merchandise and all. Well, culture-wise, oh, look what I bought, and yada, yada, yada. That's in our culture. That will change. Also, you have to want to change that. It is just, we're built, we're like robots. We're just get successful or whatever it might be, and just go buy a bunch of stuff. Well, eventually that will shift. It will shift out of that eventually. You give yourself away all the time, give it away to television, whatever it might be. And it's going to be a generation of knowing thyself, knowing me. It's about, knowing about the person instead of all this nonsense that's around us. I mean, obviously you do need things, but it's becoming more of a materialism nightmare, basically. It's been that way for a long time, and it is a new age, dawn of a new age groups of just knowing more about yourself, your aliens, your angels, pretty much everything we're doing here and other places, of course, and just finding the center. Like, what is this all about? What is life about? Well, that's what the generation of knowing about yourself is. That is what's needed. So, I mean, we've been putting that energy out there, but we're also trying to figure out what life's about. A lot of it's about finding about us, ourselves, instead of how many shoes can you buy, and how much is it. I mean, it's like a lost world. It's like we're going outward, but never going inward. I have to say I'm perfect at that, but I'm just, at least that's what I'm getting my interpretation of that. That's why, poverty, yes, is not great, but it also keeps you simplified. The things that are important. Yes, it sucks. In a lot of ways, it sucks. I know I've been there several times, but it definitely keeps you grounded. It does have its positives. You're not super rich trying to put on a new face all, plastic surgery on yourself 20 times a week, and you just, now you have all this money, you buy this crap that you don't need, and you become this person, this creature, that's not important, all this stuff that you're being told to buy and all that. So now we're the era of who we are, basically. It does seem like that's what we're going into. It takes time. I don't think we've really been there before. I mean, we have been sort of here and there, kind of, in maybe a warped way. But I think that's where we're heading into. And we have been doing it, but like the generation of me or something, I don't know how to word it, but the generation of knowing. And that will, yes, crash the damn economy, but it's not like it's going to get huge really quickly, but that's what's bringing in the fourth and fifth dimension energies, and that's what's going to change things. So it's going to take a while for something like that to catch on. I think we're just going to just slowly evolve into that direction. There'll be messages here and there, movies possibly, who knows. We're like in the really early stages of it. The time of Atlantis. The time of Atlantis is to know thyself, know who you are, know your abilities. Just what can you give energy-wise? What can you create with your mind? We're going back to those times. It's just little by little by little, and we won't be seen as crazy. I think more people will be terrified, only because they don't understand it. Not not to say it's witchery. It's just there's no. Yeah, I can see the human reaction to it easily. Anything, but then again, I see an understanding also once they get over being freaked out. So that is the time. That's where we're going into. That's what I feel. I was going to do a channeling, but this is a channeling. One moment. From the angels, yeah, we're just sorting out our spiritual selves, basically. It's going through our spiritual closets, that is us, our rooms, our worlds, and slowly opening. We have been opening up here and there, but has it really truly gone into the culture of humanity? Not really. It does seem like that is going to lighten itself up. It will. We have been building on it little by little, stitching it together. That energy force is going to get stronger and stronger. And so that will take out the economy, but maybe not in our lifetime, but eventually it will, because we don't need it anymore. Because we are warning about ourselves, and that energy, I imagine you can pick up on the energy fields around you are going to get stronger. You don't need food anymore. That's what you need. Because you start creating. You start moving things around, start to make things happen, and that's the time of transition. So we are, and we're not necessarily supposed to know what's gonna. We're still in the figuring this all out stage, but that's like that is where we're heading. It's pretty. I mean, I'm feeling it at this moment. And everything I'm saying here, I had no idea I was going to say. I knew I was going to say about the Christian thing, the end of the world stuff. Everything else has been downloaded. So from the guides, and I wouldn't worry too much about the dark reptilians and whatever it might be. They're challengers. But resistors, I guess, the resistance. But that just tells you're going in the right direction. When you start feeling them get all pissed off and whatever it is, last thing you want to do is start anything with them. Or do whatever you want. But they're just indication that you're going in the right direction. And that's what we need. We need a new Earth, right? Well, you can visualize it, and that's what we're here to do. And not concentrate on the politics stuff. I mean, some of that might come through, or the media. But we concentrate on you. Of course, concentrating on you is actually, it's you, but it's going out to others also. It's not all about you. It's you and everybody else. Obviously, the better you are energy-wise, you probably know this, the better the earth feels your vibrations. So others are feeling it, like your neighbors, your cats, dogs, whatever. They're feeling that energy coming from you, and it takes time to do that. Of course, I have a working environment. I go insane, so I know how it feels to be in a third-dimensional environment. But even there, you just know how to balance energies, and still you get kind of like ticked off at times. Just wait, but this has to do. I mean, those that are trying to manifest, a better like to channel whatever it might be. That's where I believe it's going to get easier. Just it's more people are wanting it, but they can't get to it like their guides. And I don't connect to everybody around me. I don't channel throughout the day. If I did that, I'd probably lose my mind because I'd be worn out even more than I already am. But we're all channeling through our guides what we need for that, for our test, or what we're learning, what we're sending out. So we're just rebuilding the earth, basically. Not to say we're trying to cause more, weather issues or anything. Not at all. But it's just part of the conscious timeline. So yeah, those that are calling us all crazy, that are connecting to guys, unicorns, whatever it might be. That's fine. They have no idea what's coming. I mean, they're going to stay in that. Even that, who knows? They might not stay in that type of mental thinking forever. Because I do sense a lot of fear from those that are not understanding any of this. Just it's a big hoax. They don't realize that that's fine. A lot of it is fear, and that's say whatever they're gonna say. That's do what you gotta do. But for those that are ready to let go of the third dimension, just go with the flow, basically. Your intentions are already out there. Like some people say, I can't, or I'm not sure, or whatever it might be. I would just say go with the flow. You will figure it out eventually. If you want it bad enough, it will come. Just have your intentions out. Some people reject certain situations. You'd be surprised how many people reject money because you'll learn more without it. You'd be surprised. But sometimes you need money for certain situations, of course. But of course, we're all part of a timeline. Either way, I know that sounds weird hearing that, but I just got that. So it's because eventually we're going into a time without money will not exist. Yeah, some money is coming in to change things. You have to have it to, build things, create things. But it's funny. We need money to get rid of money. For certain individuals to make things happen and to switch the earth around. What about Widow, of course? But basically, like the magician energies, basically. But I'm feeling more of the Atlantean vibrations as you just become more of a fourth, fifth dimensional mindset. You feel the energies around you, and it become easier. Is also because it's just we're going into that time. Now, is aliens going to be a landing? Hard to say. I think we're just going to go into more of an awakening of who we are, and aliens will come when they need to, and they're assisting us, and you'll get messages from them. But as for seeing them, it's just it does seem like it's going to get easier. As it, how easy? Who knows? It'll get easier and easier over time. There'll be times where you feel like you lost everything, like your energy levels, but is reason for it to just, like I said, go with the flow. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, as for the end of the world, well, let's see what we got for Earth changes. Let's see what I get from. Okay, I haven't connected to this in a while. At least Illuminati energies. Illuminati energies I connect to is higher than you have the dark. This is like a hierarchy off world. Kind of, we go to them. It's funny because we go to them to plan our lives out. So I know everybody's putting a lot of hate around that. But of course, there are lower energies there, of course. But we go to them, you'd be surprised. We plan our lives out for our character on Earth. You'd be surprised. Uh, Basically, let's see. We'll go to the Las Vegas thing for a second. Some souls are ready to go as a sign of things to come. So, not the rapture, but signs of things to come. It happened, the time, the date, all of it happened at a precise time it needed to happen. Humanity will eventually look back at these dates and see there is a connection with the universe, but right now, not that important. It is you can say a door lock. A door has been unlocked, or it's been about to unlock. It is, we'll have more to come. It is a sign of things to come. Not most likely not where we can predict. It's not intended to. But the spiritual vibrations within those that accept it will receive more knowledge of their place here. You'll find why they came here. There's many transitions. It's just Mother Earth also is letting out her old ways to let in the new. She's doing her own clearing. And so the Earth transformation isn't always there to be figured out, understood. We didn't come here to figure it all out. We came here to learn. And you're not always here to know what teacher is here to teach you. You are here to learn from the teachers. And not everything is here to be figured out. Such as how many shooters, etc., or why the hurricanes, etc., earthquakes. We are here to just learn the lessons. We are all individually here to learn, and you will figure it all out when the time comes. Not always at old age, but either way. Now, some of you might start feeling the future a few days out. Not necessarily of the Earth events, but your own life. Possibly. You will feel just a more intuitive vibration of things to come. As I say, not negative, but just you are tuning yourself to the Earth. You are allowing new things to come in also. And doing so, it's letting your soul know that the old lessons have been learned and new ones are to come, but also a new version of yourself is upon you also. Little by little, this will make sense to certain individuals. Basically, what they're saying is just your intuition. You just have more of a feeling of where your life is going. Just that door will start to open when the time is right. But we are in time of awakening, but not necessarily need to know what's coming next in full. It's we did not come here to know what's coming. We came here to know what's happening right now. Knowing what is happening now. Because many do not know what's happening right now. They don't know who they are, have no clue. So that is why now is more important than later or coming. Or how do you word that? The past, future. Now is what's more important. And you all connect more now. You will feel it. You already are. That will strengthen itself. There is a lot of veils being lifted at this time. Slowly. But not meant to be fully unraveled. So you might see glimpses of the future, slight ones. But you also see different versions. You're not here meant entirely to see it all very clearly. And those that, because the teachers that are going through this are being taught by the higher masters. Teachers of earth are to prepare the other teachers. Teachers are teaching teachers, and students are becoming teachers. And so those that are calling this all crazy are, yes,